What's going on? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. And in a move that no one saw coming, no one saw it, Apple will now allow you the consumer, to repair your own iPhone. And this is just a monumental change, and we're gonna get into it. But first, a real quick thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Protect yourself online today with NordVPN. All right, so Apple officially announced their self-repair service, and it's going to allow customers who are comfortable completing their own repairs to have access to Apple genuine parts and tools. I repeat, consumers will have access to Apple genuine parts, tools, and all the information needed to complete their own repairs. And honestly, this is one of the biggest flips that we have ever seen from Apple, and really a huge and unexpected win for Right to Repair. And let me remind you, this is the Apple who historically has been one of the biggest opponents of Right to Repair. It would be like Dr. Octopus just flipping sides to help Peter Parker. Oh wait, that might actually happen. The new self-service repair program will be available early next year in the US to start, and then it will expand to other countries throughout 2022. It will be available first for the iPhone 12 and iPhone 13 lineups, and then computers with M1 chips will follow after that. So this will allow people like you and me to join more than 5,000 Apple authorized service providers and 2,800 independent repair providers to have access to the parts, tools, and manuals for Apple products. Now, according to Apple, the first phase of the program will focus on the most commonly serviced parts like the iPhone's display, the battery, and the camera, and then other types of repairs will be available later next year as well. And telling you all of this, like out loud, it still blows my mind, and that's a rat apple! Yeah! Look, this really came out of nowhere, and this is a fundamental change for Apple after years of no longer even being able to install something as basic as our own RAM. Honestly, the only time I've seen something this surprising from Apple is when Steve Jobs announced that iTunes was coming to Windows.
iTunes for Windows is probably the best Windows app ever written.
There he jokingly said, hell froze over. Well, you know, this feels even bigger than that. Now, Apple knows this program isn't for everyone, but this is huge for the Right to Repair community that has been asking for something like this for years. They're the ones that have really fought this fight for us. We have state-level bills and a recent executive order from Joe Biden and a Federal Trade Commission vote that has pushed this idea along that we should have the option to fix the devices that we own. And maybe, you know, this is a way for Apple to get ahead of it, but still, no one expected this. Now, we saw the first signs of Apple kind of taking a step back. We talked about it in my previous video when Apple changed its policies by allowing standard display repairs to no longer disable Face ID. Now, Apple added this small microcontroller that pairs the iPhone 13 to its display, and previously it had to be repaired back with a new display to work again using specific Apple tools, but independent repair shops did not have access to these new tools to update this new pairing. Now, an Apple software update will now remove that restriction. And now, right, starting next year, we're all going to be able to do our own display repairs if we trust our skills to do it. And there's going to be more than enough capable people who can. You know, this is not for everyone, but it's an option. I still can't install my own RAM, though, Apple. Hey, maybe we eventually get there, but this is still a big win for Right to Repair and consumer rights. And yes, that's a good apple. Ooh. That's two good apples for you. Now, device repair and teardown site iFixit says that its team is excited about the news, and Apple is now acknowledging that repairs can be done without harm to consumers or their devices, because that used to be one of the reasons that they didn't allow us to do this. But hey, that's changed now. So yes, this is a new Apple that is listening more than ever. I mean, look, we've seen it with changes to the Mac Pro a few years ago, bringing back ports to the MacBook Pro, and then even earlier with a scissor switch keyboard. You also have the changes to Safari in the iOS 15 during the beta period that they listened to, and now the ability to repair our own products. I'm sorry, but hey, I'm not actually sorry. I'm happy. This is a new Apple, my friends, and I'm just absolutely loving what I'm seeing. Okay, let's get to the other stories. A new report from Ming-Chi Kuo claims that the upcoming iPhone 14 and Apple's rumored mixed reality headset will feature Wi-Fi 6E connectivity. No current Apple device has the expanded flavor of Wi-Fi that manages Wi-Fi 6E enabled devices traffic more efficiently with increased bandwidth. Wi-Fi 6E is also going to be important to providing the high-speed wireless transmission needed for, let's say, an iPhone to send information to Apple's future AR and VR glasses, headsets, or whatever those experiences are. Now, a recent report from Morgan Stanley analysts claim that Apple's new headset is approaching what they call liftoff and is at the point where it's matching the development of the Apple Watch before that was announced in 2014. Now, Apple's released a large number of patents around AR and VR, and now its patent portfolio is beginning to mirror the period before the Apple Watch. So I'd love to know, are you all in on this Apple headset, or kind of in or kind of not at all? I mean, there's just so much buzz around this metaverse and what Facebook is and trying to push out there. And there's also a lot of investors who are looking for the next platform to make money that are just as high on the metaverse. But think about this, the people talking the most about this metaverse, unsurprisingly, are the ones who have the most to gain from it financially. So we're talking companies, investors, tech bros. Because remember, when the only people talking about Quibi, they were people who had shows or content on Quibi or wanted to be on Quibi. And if you're wondering, what is Quibi? It's already dead, and those people have stopped chirping about it. So look, I'm not saying that the metaverse is dead. I just don't see Apple actively taking part in the Facebook metaverse at all. Okay, sorry, the metaverse? What a crappy name. Like, remember, it's Apple whose privacy policies, which I'm totally for, they worked directly against Facebook's business model, and it has negatively affected Facebook. Or, again, I mean, Meta or Metaface. The name is still stupid. But look, these two companies are not friends in any way, shape, or form. And yes, we know that Apple has a lot to learn about how its AR, VR headset products are going to really evolve. But I don't think Apple's trying to be a part of any metaverse. And instead, I think they're really going to be really focused on bringing AR-like experiences that enhance our actual current lives. Like, take a look at this concept video from the Hacker 34. It kind of touches on the idea I'm talking about of them bringing the information that you need to you, whether it's with casual heads-up information or directions or access to your media. No one has cracked this experience yet, and that's where I think Apple is hedging its bets, because they're not in the business of selling you a limited digital Supreme hoodie for your avatar in the metaverse. At least not right now. Jeez. Ooh, I hope they do not do that. But the latest reports say that Apple's mixed reality headset will launch in late 2022 to maybe early 2023, with then a separate smart glasses device coming sometime between 2023 and 2025. But look, we are still further away from this ideal super slim glasses like the ones that you all wear today that people are dreaming about to happen. We're just not even close to that yet. And Apple, we also know they've taken control of their manufacturing with their own processors. You can bet that they'll be putting their own silicon in these headsets. But I can't say enough great things about their unbelievable M1 chips, the M1 Pro, the M1 Max, and the PC industry, oh, no doubt has taken notice. But remember, you know, back a few years ago, Apple acquired the majority of Intel's smartphone business for its modem patents back in 2019. So it was only a matter of time that Apple would be manufacturing its own modems. And the latest report says that Qualcomm expects to supply just 20% of Apple's modem chips in 2023, making Apple a lot less reliant on other companies for major components for their products. In fact, it would mark 2022 as really the last year that Qualcomm has a modem monopoly on Apple devices. And, you know, I can only hope that we'll start seeing new implementations of their own modem. Hey, let's talk about bringing them finally into a MacBook or the MacBook lineup. Let's get some 5G up in there, and maybe we'll see it in the future in Apple glasses, and dare I say, the Apple car that I'm not really high on, but it could be an option. All right, before we wrap up, big thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. If you want to protect yourself online, you've got to use NordVPN. So many of us are streaming video every day, and NordVPN unlocks content on your favorite apps like Netflix, YouTube, and your favorite sites from their over 5,100 servers in 60 countries to watch region-exclusive content. NordVPN supports up to 6 different devices. There's double data encryption for increased anonymity that shields your online activity, and it's compatible with Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, and Android. There's even an extension for your Chrome browser. Now, it's been confirmed by speed tests. NordVPN is the fastest VPN out there. You can connect easily with one click or enable auto connect for zero-click protection. It's been recommended as the best VPN by multiple sites and was an editor's choice, earning all the green checks on PC Mag. So if you're a gamer and a game isn't available in your country, you can change your virtual location to buy the games you want. You can game securely and avoid DDoS attacks that significantly slow down your connection and block malware-ridden websites. So go to nordvpn.com/Brian Tong to get a 2-year plan with 1 additional month with a huge discount. Protect yourself online today with NordVPN. Okay, that's going to do it for this week's video. And look, I would love to hear what you think about Apple's new flip, Apple's new change, really working in favor of right to repair. I'm sure you all have some stories that you went through, but I think this is great for consumers, even the people that don't really know what it means. It's going to help them out too. And I just love it. So thanks so much for watching. And hey, if you like what you see, you know what to do. Give me that thumbs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast to get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week. So take care, everybody. Be safe. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.